Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well and I hope that you are all fighting that war against the Grey. In today's video we have another Warhammer Black Library story to review for you. Today's video is sponsored by the Warhammer merch shop. Want to grab some merch for your favourite Warhammer army? You can use our affiliate link down below to grab your next purchase and help support the channel at the same time. In today's Black Library review, we're going to look at the Warhammer Age of Sigmar story Black Pyramid Hallowed Knight story by Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds was an early author for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and his works for Black Library laid down the foundations for the vibrant world and setting we have now. He's written other fantastic stories for the Age of Sigmar world such as Soul Wars, Nagash the Undying King and Dark Harvest. He's also written plenty of stories for Warhammer 40,000 setting as well, with titles like Apocalypse, Lucas the Trickster and Khal Jericho Sinner's Bounty. As always, I do listen to my Black Library fiction as audiobooks, enabling me to delve into the worlds of Warhammer while doing some other hobby at the table. And today's story is brought to life by the voice acting skills of John Banks, a Black Library regular who's also voiced other stories such as Ashes of Prospero, Avenging Sun and Battle of the Fang. Our story today, Black Pyramid, is the second full-length story following the Lord Celestin Gardas Steelsoul. This story follows on some time after the events of Plague Garden and well on from the Realmgate Wars setting. Gardas is set in a time here in this story around the beginning of the Soul Wars. The story's main focus though is the reclamation of a former stronghold of order, situated in Shaiish, the Realm of Dead, and has Gardas, his Hallowed Knights, other chambers of his brothers and sisters in arms, and many other parties such as the Ironworld Arsenal, Collegia Arcane, and multiple different Free Guild regiments pushing to cleanse this city of its chaos worshipping occupiers. Our chaos adversaries within the story form two main groups. The first of these is a host of Slaanesh worshipping Hedonites under the sway of Archaon, the Three-Eyed King, Warmaster of Chaos. They are set to protect the city and the Realm Gate it surrounds. Realm Gates, if you're not familiar, are magical thoroughfares across the mortal realms, enabling travel not only over large distances within the same realm, but even between entirely different realms. Our second force of chaos is that belonging to a quite cunning and rather interesting beast lord called Ghost Eater, who, thanks to his ability to consume the souls of those whose flesh he eats, is able to call upon the souls of the consumed for guidance, wisdom, counsel, and at times they just annoy him. But that's not all that stands in Gardas' way. Playing the role of wizened counsellor to the Slaaneshi Chaos Lord is none other than the Mortarch of Night, Manfred von Karstein. This vampire has a particular history with the Hallowed Knights, in particular the Bullheart's warrior chamber who are present in the story, whose lord he sold out to the god of death and his master Nagash. The story does a fantastic job of giving all these villains time to shine, and they are all uniquely different with their own goals, wants and needs. This is something Josh Reynolds does quite often in his stories, and he does quite well. My mind wanders to the 40k story Apocalypse that I really enjoyed, and how he manages to not only blend multiple good forces together and give them all time to shine, but create multiple interesting enemy factions as well. For me, this is a must-read for any fan of the Stormcast Eternals or in general Age of Sigmar. Has everything you want in an Age of Sigmar story, from interesting parts to play in the grand overarching sort of story and the fragile sort of part of the setting that we're in at the moment, or at least at the time the story was written, to nice little subplots as well that give the characters plenty of depth. This story that preceded Gardas Steelsoul getting an actual tabletop model as well. If you look at the front cover here, you'll notice that's exactly the piece of art that was used as inspiration for the model sculptor. Flaws are honestly hard to find within the story. All the characters are well done, and none of the little subplots and such, they all make sense. None of them are sort of needlessly put in there. A personal highlight for me though has to be the story between Manfred von Karstein and his own memory, and within that memory his once friend and now Stormcast Eternal Tarsus Bullheart. This is the single best part of the story to me, showing Manfred as a much more deep character than just the sort of cunning vampire, that person who's always looking to betray those, that always sort of, aha, I was always on the other side, I tricked you sort of character that he can be portrayed as at times. Ghost Eater is definitely another highlight. He's an interesting character that honestly has so much more to offer than just his bit part role in the story. Josh Reynolds honestly rarely disappoints in Age of Sigmar though, and rarely disappoints in Black Library in general. It's the reason Age of Sigmar has the sort of moniker of Age of Reynolds. It's a popularized title for those with a more passionate knowledge of the lore. He has so much to play in those early sort of stories. For me, this is another 5-star story from Reynolds, and maybe just perhaps his best Age of Sigmar story in all. If you'd like to check out more stories about the Stormcast Eternals though in Warhammer Age of Sigmar, I'd recommend checking out titles like Scaventide, Stormvault or Gates of Azir. And so that is our review of the story for you. We hope you enjoyed it. Once again, don't forget to drop a comment down below. Let us know what you enjoyed about it. Give us a like, subscribe, and turn on your bell notifications for all the good things from the channel. Stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.